Good morning, students. So, before starting today's topic, let's recall the things which we have learned in the last lecture. In the last lecture, we had discussed about problems now. Those are in front of the food security, and in that we learnt about MSP. Means due to MSP, the farmers they focused only on the specific crops on those the government announced MSP, and in that the crop pattern that is disturbing now. And next thing about subsidy also we discussed, means due to the subsidies the farmers they start excessive use of fertilizers, and due to that the soil loses fertility. And the next thing means administration failure also we discussed, means due to that the food grains they are not reaching in the deserving people now. And the next thing means we had discussed about the shift in cultivation also, and due to that the net sown area of the cereal crops and pulses are decreasing now. But there is competition in between the land uses, we discussed about that also. And the next thing, if we talk about the population of our country, that is increasing day by day, and the net sown area that is decreasing. So that is why our food security is in danger now. And we discussed about the inefficient water management also. And next thing, the excessive use of fertilizer also. So all these problems, all these challenges we discussed in the last video. Now today we will discuss that how we will overcome on these challenges, on these problems. Okay, so today our topic is what can be done to overcome these challenges, means which challenges those we discussed in the last video. Okay, so to overcome those challenges, our first step, that is proper agriculture infrastructure, means to provide, the government should provide the proper agriculture infrastructure to the farmers. And in that the government can do, means government can provide the special lane, or you can say the special roads for the farmers. So on, means through those roads or lane the government can, means take their crops in the market. And the second thing, the government can merge 2 or 3 villages or 4 villages and can establish their mandi. So in, means the farmers they sell their crops in nearby the mandi. And the next thing, the government can provide the facility, irrigation facilities also. And in that the government can develop the underground canal system, or with the help of underlying pipeline the government can provide the water to the crops, because in the open canal the water wastage is more. So to water conservation also government can adopt this means method, means underground canal method. And the next thing, that government can provide the weather bulletin, okay, weather forecast. So according to that the farmers then they can grow their crops. So there are many innovation, so government should adopt those innovation for the uh, growth of the agriculture. Okay, the first step is that government can adopt these proper agriculture infrastructure for the development of the agriculture. So by adopting these we can overcome these problems. And the next thing, credit linkage, means credit linkage, if we talk about here farmers, especially the small farmers, they faced lot of problem related credit, because they had to take the loan from the landlords on high rate of amount na high rate of interest. So if government provide these credit linkage facilities to the small farmers on the lower rate of interest, then they can benefit. Okay, so by providing these credit linkage also the government can develop, means the government can provide the loan facilities to the small farmers. And the next thing, use of latest techniques, means in the agriculture if the government can use the latest technique, though by the help of latest technique the farmers they can save the times as well as they can increase their productivity. Like if we talk about the plowing, means in the पास्ट मीन्स प्लो जो हल होता था और जो बुलेक्स होते थे उनकी हेल्प से होता था काम. बट नाउ इन द लेटेस्ट मशीनरी वी कैन कंज्यूम our time, now we can save the time. So with the help of new techniques, and not in plowing only, in the seeds also, in other way also, like due to the harvesting machines are using nowadays na. So with the help of new techniques also the development of agriculture sector it is possible. And the next thing, instead of wheat and rice, food crops suitable to that geographical areas must be encouraged. Now, what we learned, what we discussed in the last lecture means due to MSP, the farmers they focused only on the wheat and rice because on these the MSP announced by the government now. So when the farmers they focused only on these crops means like if we talk about Punjab and Haryana, then what happened? First, the shortage of the other crops in the particular region in the particular state, because in that particular area the farmers they focused only on these crops now. Then where the other crops came means unko other crops means they had to export from the other state now. And the second thing, first so this shortage of other crops, and the second thing soil loses its fertility because it disturbs the crop pattern na. So for that the government means the farmers they should adopt a way in that they should grow the crops according to the geographical potential. Now here what do you mean by geographical potential? In that we can take the example of Assam. Like जो असम है means जो उसमें जो हमारे alluvial tracts है those are suitable for the growth of tea. And if we grow there rice and wheat then we cannot use the proper geographical potential of that particular area. So according to this way what the means what the farmer should do, they should grow the crops according to the geographical pattern. Okay, means suppose ki in Assam the alluvial soil that is suitable for the growth of tea, so they have to grow there only tea. So in this way according to the geographical potential the farmers they distribute the crop pattern. Okay, so in this way first thing though we get diversification in the crops means we get different crops na. And second thing we can means maintain the proper cropping pattern in our country. Understood? Now the next focus should be on sustainable way to increasing food grain production means the farmers they focus their focus should be on the sustainable way means like when we use fertilizers pesticides means first तो we gain more and more production means boom हो जाता है एकदम से हमारे production में हमारी productivity बहुत ज़्यादा increase हो जाती है. But what happened after 10 or 15 years the soil loses its fertility and the production it start decreasing na. So means in the future it can decrease. So for that purpose means to maintain the to sustain the crops in the future also we have to grow the crops in such a way that in that we try to not exploit the nature and we should try to grow the crops in such a way that can save the soil fertility. Okay, so in sustainable way means we have to grow the crops in such a way that we can sustain the crops for the future also we can maintain the fertility of the soil. Okay, means we have to use means we have to exploit less nature. Next thing, free trade in grains means free trade in grains means in the grains the trade should be free. Free means यहाँ पर duty free means taxes will not be there on the grains so that the farmers they can sell their crops in the market. Otherwise they sell their crops nearby their neighborhood. So to encourage them, to encourage the farmers to sell their crops in the market, the government should provide them the duty free trade in the grains. So understood? So by adopting these methods means many more methods are there. So adopting these methods the government can overcome these challenges, these problems, those in front of the food security. Okay, now our next topic, or you can say the last topic of this chapter, that is the impact of globalization on our economy, on the agriculture especially. Okay, now firstly we have to know that what is globalization. Okay, in means here you can see the example like India India do the trade with USA, USA do trade with China, China do trade with France, and again France do trade with India. So here interrelation between these countries through trade na, so we can say this is globalization. Okay, means interrelation between the countries through trade. Now वन मोर थिंग इज हियर. अब ऐसा मत मान लेना कि सिर्फ ट्रेड ही होगा तभी ग्लोबलाइजेशन होगा. नो, अब थ्रू communication also means through communication with other countries we globalized with other countries. Okay, and the next thing, through culture also means like our Indian citizens, they are living in USA and they are following their culture also, and they are learning the culture of USA also. So exchange is there in culture also na, so this is also the globalization. Okay, so here what is mean by the globalization means the exchange, the way exchange in trade, exchange in communication, exchange in culture, or many other factors those are coming from other countries in our country, and various factors those are going from our country to the other countries, means these type of exchange are called globalization. Globalization means we are interlinked with the other countries of the world. Understood? So it is the globalization. Now if we talk about that, is it is new term? No, it is old term, because in the past it is means it was using globalization. If we talk about our ancient history, means that we read in the 6th class, in that we learned that the Mauryan Empire, they means they did trade with the Greece na, and the next thing Greece rulers, and the next thing if we talk about the modern history, that is the recent past example of the globalization, means under colonial period, the Britishers, they came in our country for trading purpose na, they purchased many things from our countries, and the one main example that was the Champaran movement, means at that time, means that done in the 1917. I think in history chapter also you read about that, and in 8th class also we read about this Champaran movement, means in that the indigo that was famous now, and the Britishers, they forced to Indian farmers to grow indigo because they need the indigo in their industries now. So all these things, these are the examples of globalization. Means at that time also we are interlinked with other countries now. Next thing, if we talk about the present time, so present time, so we know very well that we are globalized with other countries. Okay, but the negative effect of this globalization came in our country after 1990s. Why after 1990s? Because in 1990s some reforms are there in, means some reforms were taken in our economy, and that is we can say LPG. LPG यहाँ पे पेट्रोलियम गैस नहीं है. LPG means liberalization, प्राइवेटाइजेशन एंड ग्लोबलाइजेशन. ओके, मीन्स हमारी कंट्री को क्या बना दिया था, एक ओपन इकोनॉमी. ओपन इकोनॉमी यू कैन से कि other countries they can trade with our countries, and the import duties they were removed. Okay, excise duties, custom duties, in the last lecture also I told you कि जो import duties थी that was reduced according to this open economy reforms. Okay, and after that the means the developed countries, their agriculture crops, their agriculture food grains, they came in our country because on that now the less duties are there ना, अब उनको यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट ज़्यादा मिलता है, टैक्सेस कम देने पड़ते हैं, so they are coming in our country, and due to that our agriculture sector, means our farmers, they face lots of problem, and for the main problem that we discussed earlier also, that is international competition. Okay, so let's discuss the problem. Means after 1990s Indian farmers faced new challenge, because in 1991 and 1992 our government adopted this LPG reforms, means the custom duties, the excise duties, that was decreased. Okay, and according to that the competition in international market, means what is the challenge, that is competition in the international market, because in international market the Indian farmers are not able to compete, why, earlier also I discussed, due to the high prices, because in these developed countries, because they are developed already like USA, कि बहुत ऊंचा है। ऐसे कर लो कि अगर रेस में हमें जैसे हम कभी भी प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते और हमारे साथ रेस में एक एक्सपर्ट को खड़ा किया जाए, ये जो गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट है रेस में, तो हम उससे नहीं जीत पाएंगे ना। और सेम थिंग हैपन हियर विद इंडिया ऑल्सो, कि जो इंडियन फार्मिंग एग्रीकल्चर है, फार्मर्स है, कि उनका सब्सिडी कम मिलती थी उनको, ऊपर से उनके प्राइसेस हाई होते थे। और जहाँ पे कि यूएसए एक ऑलरेडी डेवलप्ड कंट्री है, सब्सिडाइड अच्छे से, मीन्स वहाँ पे फार्मर्स को बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छे से सब्सिडी मिलती है। सो आर एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर मीन्स फार्मर्स दे were unable to compete in the international market due to the high price. Okay, so this all we discussed earlier also. So first is this, and the second, why highly subsidized agriculture in developed countries means जो developed countries होती हैं they focused on the agriculture sector ना, वो बहुत सारी सब्सिडी देते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान रखते हैं अपने फार्मर्स का। एंड अर्लियर ऑल्सो आई टोल्ड दैट द फार्मर्स दे आर लेस इन द नंबर इन यूएसए एंड सेकेंडली that is developed country. So that is why our means farmers they are unable to face the international competition with these countries. So next thing means after these all problems those we discussed yesterday and this international competition, our agriculture sector is on crossroad. Crossroad means कि चौराहे पर आ चुका है। अब हमारे पास चारों तरफ रास्ते, हम हमें ये नहीं समझ आ रहा कि हम कौन से रोड को अडॉप्ट करें। ओके, व्हाट शुड बी अडॉप्ट फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर मीन्स कंफ्यूजन है यहाँ पे। ओके, सो इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर इज ऑन क्रॉस रोड एंड द सेकेंड problem is there that in our country if you talk about the population is increasing and the income of the farmer it is decreasing. And the next thing if we talk about the land size due to the right of inheritance that is also decreasing. So these are the problems in front of the agriculture sector na. And the next thing if we talk about the green revolution, that step also has been taken our government in the 1960s and 1970s to improve the agriculture sector, but the promise was not good means those has means but now it is under controversy means these green revolution that is also means promised much कि इसमें बहुत सारे ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन में बहुत सारे प्रॉमिस किए थे कि बहुत सारी प्रोडक्शन होगी, हमारी एग्रीकल्चर ग्रोथ होगी, बट व्हाट हैपन वी नो वेरी वेल दैट इन सम स्टेट्स इट ग्रोथ मीन्स वाज बेस्ट, बहुत ज़्यादा थी। ओके, एंड इन सम स्टेट इट इज़ लेस एंड सम स्टेट ये पहुंच ही नहीं पाए जो ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन के जो बेनिफिट्स है। ओके, एंड दैट इज फोकस्ड ओनली ऑन द फ्यू क्रॉप्स लाइक स्पेशली ऑन द व्हीट। सो दैट इज वाई जो उसके प्रॉमिस थे कि इसने बहुत सारे प्रॉमिस किए थे मीन्स इसके अकॉर्डिंग जो जिसने भी स्टार्ट किया था ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन, ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन से ऐसा होगा एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन होगी, बट व्हाट हैपन इन दिस रिवोल्यूशन मीन्स ड्यूरिंग दैट रिवोल्यूशन लोड्स ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर यूज बाय द फार्मर्स ना, एक तो कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज हो गया, ऊपर से फर्टिलाइजर्स के थ्रू जो सॉइल फर्टिलिटी थी वो कम हो गई, सो नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट आया। सो ड्यू टू दैट द ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन ऑल्सो कम अंडर दी कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी, कि कॉन्ट्रोवर्सी में आया वो, ठीक है, उस पर भी डिबेट हुए कि अच्छा नहीं था ये, इससे क्या हुआ कि फर्टिलाइजर्स कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज हुआ, सेकेंड जो सॉइल है उसकी फर्टिलिटी कम हुई। नाउ मीन्स आफ्टर दीज ऑल प्रॉब्लम्स the government should adopt the other alternatives means which can help in the development or help in the growth of the agriculture. So first is gene revolution, or you can say it is the substitute of the green revolution. Gene revolution means genetic means कि उसकी सीड की क्वालिटी ही ऐसी बनाई जाए कि उससे बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन हो बिना किसी यूज़ किए फर्टिलाइजर के, पेस्टिसाइड्स के। ओके, कि ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन क्या है, ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन में क्या था कि मेकअप किया गया था मीन्स सॉइल के ऊपर बहुत सारे पेस्टिसाइड डाले, फर्टिलाइजर डाले, मीन्स उसको ऊपर से मेकअप करके सजाया तो प्रोडक्शन हुई बहुत अच्छी, ठीक है। बट आफ्टर 10 ईयर्स 15 ईयर्स क्या हुआ, वो मेकअप फेड हो गया ना, सॉइल लूज इट्स फर्टिलिटी। ऐसा ही होता है ना, जब हम मेकअप करते हैं थोड़े टाइम के लिए चलता है, बट जो हमारी इनर ब्यूटी होती है, अगर हम अपने अंदर बहुत सारी वैल्यूज़ को गेन करें तो हमारी ब्यूटी वैसे ही निकल के आएगी। तो जीन रिवोल्यूशन मीन्स कि इसके अकॉर्डिंग क्या है कि सीड्स में ऐसी क्वालिटी बना दो, सीड ऐसी क्वालिटी के बना दो कि प्रोडक्शन अपने आप इंक्रीज हो बिना किसी मेकअप के, ठीक है। मीन्स जीन रिवोल्यूशन में किस पे फोकस किया गया, जो इनर क्वालिटी होती है, instead of outer जो quality means those taken in the green revolution. So understood, green revolution means कि genetic improve किया जाए quality को seeds की. Next thing, organic farming means the government should adopt the organic farming also, means without use of fertilizers and pesticides the crops are grow, means crops will be grow. So in that way the soil fertility means will remain. And the next thing, diversification of the cropping pattern means the government should adopt this method, diversification in the cropping pattern. And if the farmers will adopt this diversification, then according to that the farmers first, so they should grow the means other crops, means like grass crops side by side wheat and grain. So that is why they can increase their income. And the second thing, they can maintain the soil fertility also, and they can means contribute in the GDP of the country also. So by adopting these alternatives, the government can increase the growth of the agriculture sector also. Okay, and in means in this cropping system, two crops diversification में two crops are given in your book also. उसमें नाम दिया हुआ है कि लाइक ब्राज़ील जो कंट्री है उसमें उस टाइप की क्रॉप्स ग्रो की जाती हैं क्यों, वो ऑयल क्रॉप्स होती हैं. सो सच टाइप ऑफ क्रॉप ऑल्सो कैन ग्रो इन आवर कंट्री, सो that the with the help of those crops the farmer gain more. Okay, they can increase their income more. So now beta, with this topic our chapter is finished. Okay, so on Monday your online test will be there, so you will prepare, you will read this chapter again. So what we learned today, these steps, those means by adopting these method we can overcome these problems, and about the impact of the globalization on our country, on our agriculture. Okay, thank you.